So I got both of the rotisserie ends bolted up and ready. So I got the back end one, already jacked it up a little bit. I didn't film it just because I didn't know how it was going to go or how long it was going to take, and I didn't want to kill my battery. But I basically put it on the lowest setting because that's as far as I had to go down, was the lowest setting. Hooked it on there, just put it like a forklift and just put it on the end piece. Lifted it all the way up it could, and then I put some blocks underneath in the back middle, right above the rear axle, just to hold it there. And then I went and brought up the vertical portion of the rotisserie up as high as it can until it reaches that. That way I can max out the height of the jack itself, because it has the jack portion of it, which goes up like 2 feet, and then it actually has like the T-member of the forks that goes up about 2 feet as well. So you can do 2 feet and then drop it down and then do another 2 feet. So yeah, that's what I got on that. So I'm about to jack that up, and I'll fast forward through all that. So, but hopefully I'll get the front end up high enough that the rear end can just slide over. It's almost cleared most of it now. Obviously I can't do that until I get the front end done. I don't know if I'm going to get that done tonight or do that tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit more complicated just because it has that front end piece, the tires and all that stuff in the way, where the forks have to get to, and these forks that came with the rotisserie are pretty short, so I'll probably have to jack it up with the actual jacks and jack stands first and get it up high, and then figure out how I'm going to go from there. But once I get that up though, then I can slide the frame out from underneath. So let's just get jack this thing up. Okay, so that is probably plenty high enough. Like I said, I still got to do the front end on that. That can completely slide out. Just making sure that it's more towards the middle section is going to be high enough. But once I get that front end done, then that should be fine. So, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I got some pretty meaty back right tires on there. They're 13.5-inch wide. Actually, read the number on them right here. It is P335 by 25 on 20-inch rims. So those are 335, 25s on 20s in the back. And hopefully I get this build done before these tires go bad, because I've had them for like a year and a half now, just sitting not doing anything, and they're expensive tires. So probably should have got cheap ones in the meantime. Alrighty, yeah, let's work on the front. Alright, so after looking at this, I think the way that I'm going to go for this is basically just use my my jack up the side, one on each side at a time. Put jack stands up just to get it up off the frame. So like I was saying before, I have all this in the way, and where the forks for the rotisserie are going to go out, they're going to go out right here. So I can't really put the rotisserie here and get to any of the stuff. I could probably put it underneath, like in the middle right here, and then do that, like once I jack it up a little bit and then get it in there, but then once I go to slide the chassis out, it'll be in the way anyways. So, easiest way to do it, may not be the quickest way, but easiest way with what I have is basically just jack each side up, get it up high enough, put the jack stands underneath of it, and then slide this over, and then move the jack stand one at a time, like on the other side of the chassis, or the frame bar, and then slide it over until it's completely all the way out, and then do that. So, yeah, I'm trying to do it. I don't really know how I'm going to get to that side too easy, because I already have it jacked up on that side. Can't really spin it around quite yet. I mean, I can, but it would be not as easy to get. So, we'll see. Starting to come out. It's about halfway now, so now I just gotta remove the jack that's right here in the middle that's getting stopped by that chassis portion right there. I'm just gonna jack the car up, and then while I have it jacked up with the jack, move the jack stand over to the other side where it's strong enough, and then slide that out. as you guys can see, finally got that out. Now I just got to put the rotisserie section over here and get that actually up so it's, you know, stable and secure and all that good stuff. I'm not going to be able to fully get the rotisserie working. I need to figure out how I'm going to legitimately attach the rotisserie forks to the chassis, just because the ones that came with it were kind of weird. And so I'm just going to have it like sitting up, like on a forklift, just lifting it up, but not really on its side yet. The back ones, I got one that's bolted in all the way, and then the other one is like halfway bolted, so there's some slop in it, but it's not going to go anywhere. Still don't fully trust that, so might be able to get the fronts bolted on. I don't know, I'll have to look. So let's try to do that real quick. This is it. It goes right in, and then the body mount holes are right here and right here. So I'm just gonna line them up. The other one already had nuts in it. These already have like little threaded bolts right here to come up, but should be able to go down. I don't have a washer to block that because that is a big hole. So I need 2 washers that would work for that. And then that should secure the front. Alright guys, so I don't know if you can tell, but this is loose. I got the body on 4 jack stands holding it up. The rear end is still attached, but this side not so much. So just gonna end up having to figure out a different way to actually bolt these up right. The rear is kind of sort of bolted up. It's just not super secure, especially when I start rotating it on its side. I want to make sure that it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to have to end up getting longer forks for the rotisserie. Probably end up just getting some more square tubing and just bolting it up, making sure it's nice and stiff. And then going with that. And then obviously some more nuts and bolts to actually go through it, just because the stuff that they had before was not anywhere close to working right. But I'm going to start putting everything back in the garage.